Devitis. Will you say and spell your first and last name?
It's Ryan, so Ryan. Last name is Devitis, Devitis.
And Ryan, let's start by talking about how long have you been doing this display?
So we built our house in 2018. So since 2019, our first display went on with no landscaping, nothing.
Always like this?
Always like this.
And why do this? This is a lot.
Because I got two little girls over there. And, I have a very short window with them to show them what Christmas is about, So that's been my main focus.
How old is it?
I have a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Someone told me that your kids help you pick out the...
They do. Yeah. It's
What's
like
that?
a round table discussion at dinner. Yeah.
And what is the theme this year?
This year's Grinch. 2 years ago, they said they wanted pink, so I Googled pink, and Home Depot showed up with unicorns, so we bought unicorns. And we just put them out the way we want to put them out, and people liked it.
So you've been doing this for 6 years. Was last year the first year that it started getting attention?
It did. You're correct.
And how did that kind of come about?
So we go to Europe every Thanksgiving, and we came home, and people were at our front gate. And I started wondering what's going on. So I finally walked out here and I started asking. And they're like, your house is all over TikTok. And I said, okay. So then I joined TikTok, and that was about December 13th. And the wave of traffic just kept coming and coming and coming. And we couldn't stop it. So when Snoop Dogg puts you on his Instagram page to 88 million people, it's kind of hard to, stop people from coming to your home. So, and then after that, the Today Show, and it just went on from there. So.
And you decided what?
I decided that there's no way to stop it, so let's just make the best of it. So, folks are showing up, children with these bright smiles, and let's just make it the best for them and best for us, and that's what we did.
Have any of your neighbors asked you to tone it down a little?
So nobody has ever come over to say a single word to me except for one neighbor this year. She was very polite. She's 2 doors down. And she was, let's try and round table, figure out how we can work on the traffic. Do I agree the traffic's rough? Yeah, but other neighborhoods deal with the traffic, and I don't understand why we're the only probably street in America that's probably closed because of Christmas lights.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, my main focus is my children, so that's my main focus, but through this process, I've seen the joy that comes to these children and to the families, and there's a lot of families that don't have much, and this is a lot for them. So to give that back to them is a very moving moment for the child, for the family, and for me too. Yeah.
You said you've had people drive some distance.
I mean, if I gave you access to my TikTok, you'd see message after message. We just drove 4 hours and we are not allowed in. Or a handicapped person that can't make it because they're on crutches. A 91-year-old woman yesterday grabbed my arm over the gate and she said, I had to make it here. And she walked all that way. She's 91 years old, and she put her hand on my shoulder and she said, I used to go downtown Dallas to see Christmas lights. And she goes, and this beats it like all day long. But she was very thankful, and she was sweet, and she just wanted to be here. So
I get the sense, though, at this point, it's become kind of a fight for you and for your family, because I've seen on your TikTok page you're calling out council members. You're saying that you may leave the lights up until Valentine's.
I am going to leave the lights up till Valentine's. So if the city can't let these folks come in and enjoy it like the way it should be normally, then I'll leave it up to Valentine's Day. Yeah, I will.
Is this a fight?
It's not a fight. It's not a fight at all. I'm just doing what I feel is right for the citizens, and what I think is best for me and my family to be able to give, not shut everybody out. I feel like this is shutting people out from enjoying their holiday experience.
Do you think there is another way that people don't have to deal with the traffic?
Yes,
you can still
100%.
have these lights for people to enjoy?
100%. And I submitted an application to the special events for, just like they did. But there's no reason that there can't be one way of traffic. One way, but it has to be same direction, I believe, for residents and also for visitors. And by doing so, it gives access to handicap to, families. I mean, it gets cold out here. It's a long, it doesn't seem like it's long, but it's a long walk, so with little children and stuff like that, elderly, to tell them that they can't make it or can't, drive through if they have a special needs, I feel is kind of rough. So when they came over the other day, I offered to assist with the police, but I will not assist with closing down the street. I do not agree with closing down the street because I don't think that's right, So I'm a taxpayer. I can't even get my own babysitter down the street. I can't, all right? So it's really frustrating knowing that this is my home. The neighbors that put this together gave out guest passes to every single home except for mine, okay? They sent out malicious emails 2 doors down, sent out malicious emails to city council and also to all the residents saying I have a PR firm, that I'm making money off of this, wondering if I even live in the home, all while they know I live in the home, The woman that sent this email out a week prior was trying to negotiate with me and Officer Coggins on how to, work on making it better for everybody. But all of a sudden she doesn't know if I live in the home. She also knocked on multiple neighbors' doors asking if my children are enrolled in the school. These are the things I'm going through on a regular basis. The other day I woke up and there was dog crap on my front yard. So it's okay. I just take it with a grain of salt and, keep going on. So
Why keep going then in the face of all of that?
why? Because I'm not going to change my life because somebody put me on blast without my permission. Why would I change the way my family's, religious beliefs and, our practices because somebody else put me on blast? I'm just not going to do it. Like I told you before, I have a small window with my children, and once that window's up, it's over. So I'm enjoying my time with my kids and my family, and that's what I do it for.
Is there anything that you want to correct the record on, things that you've heard about what's happening here? You said some people are saying you're making money off it. Any
If I'm making money off of this, I'm running a really bad enterprise, let me tell you, okay? I passed out $4,500 worth of candy for Halloween, all right? I never thought we'd get through it. I told my assistant, I said, just keep it in the garage. If we get through it, okay. If not, we'll take the rest back to Sam's Club. Well, we got through it, and I was passing out my kids, like, Cheez-Its and stuff towards the end of this time. But, when they show up and with those smiles on their faces, like, how do you say no? How do you say no? Like, look at these people. They're just great people. Merry Christmas. Yes. So that's where I'm at.
And do you think there's anything to the criticism?
I think a lot of these folks know that I've been doing this for years. They're not happy with the situation. I get it. But if they dealt with it the right way and they didn't lie about me and my family, it would be a lot easier to work with them as opposed to, making completely malicious statements about us.
I'll leave you with the last word. I know you probably want to make a positive comment here, and this is, you've got Santa Claus here, you've got your kids having a party.
Yeah. I mean, I just wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I wish everybody could come out and see not just my house. I mean, there's beautiful homes on this street. There's like multiple homes. I mean, that home over there is gorgeous. I look forward to driving by it every single day, So, I don't want to seem like I'm the problem because I really don't feel like I'm the problem. I didn't ask for this, Has it happened? Yes, but I can't stop it. And like the officer said the other day, even if you put up one little tree, they're still going to come because they know the address and what it was in the past. And I'm not going to just make those changes to accommodate 10 people. I'm just not. So.
Okay. You said you had photos of some of the past years.
Yeah, you can go on my Instagram. They're
on
there.
Your Instagram.
The unicorns, and I can show you. And like all of our Halloween stuff, like they're the same stuff we use every year. They're just in storage. But the news media makes it sound like we just started doing it because it went viral, and that's not the truth.